afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Rennick. I'm the senior broker, the team lead with Team Rennick Real Estate Services. We're part of that great Keller Williams on the Water family, serving the west coast of Florida. Good afternoon, actually. This is the first time we've moved the broadcast to midday. We're trying to accommodate some requests from folks that had reached out to us so that we can make this reach as many folks as possible. So we'll try this and see if this works and move forward from there. So we have some great things to talk about. The focus of these, and I'm going to put the charts up in a couple of seconds. Facebook kind of slows down how many people get to see this if there's too much text involved. So we'll try to accommodate that. But when we look at the market, and we've shared this many times, and I think it's worth repeating, whether you're trying to buy or sell at this time, knowing whether it's a buyer's market or seller's market is absolutely essential, because the behavior at that time would be different in terms of the approach. So what goes into this, in my mind, is we want to look at area sales. And the first Monday of the month, we talk about the sales. Are they falling? Are they rising? What does that mean to us? Then on the second Monday, we look at prices. Today, the third Monday, we're going to look at inventory levels. And then the last Monday of the month, we look at how long is this taking to get property sold. All four of those factors go into the recipe on how to succeed, whether we're buying or selling today. So I like to take just a few minutes with each week and take a look at that, because all of them impact us. We begin by, when we're doing an analysis for a client, of course, we look at the state level, we look at the county level, we come down to the city level, but most importantly, what's happening in that subdivision or that condo association that we're working to buy or sell in. That's where it can make a difference. For example, if we look at Longboat Key, it's not the same across all the condo associations or subdivisions out here. So we need to get down to that level. So this week we're going to talk about inventory levels. And for the most part, we're seeing inventory rise, but we're seeing it to be a natural phenomenon that occurs this time of year, and they're not significant. We've got one area to report where they actually fall, and we'll talk about that. Let me get this up, and let's change to where that takes most of the screen. Give me just a minute. So we've got that, and I will highlight this, and we'll move over that way. So when we look in Sarasota, we see there's about 3.9 months worth of inventory on the books today. That is rising from a low back in May of 3.4. But when we go back a year ago, we see that inventory was about the same, not a significant increase, not a significant decrease. So at this time, from an inventory point of view, it's staying neutral. Now, inventory is down everywhere compared to where it was during the heyday. So no changes in Sarasota County. When we jump over to Manatee County, we see the slight upward tick of 3.4 months. There again, it's still not significantly different than where it was a year ago. Again, it's a neutral-based market. Inventory did peak back in January, but that's not uncommon. We'll keep an eye on it. So inventory in Manatee and Sarasota County is following the normal trend. It is up a little bit, but not significant enough to make a difference. Longboat Key, we see the slight uptick in July, but last year we saw the same thing. So even though inventory is up, and they're now basing it because it's 8 months, they're now saying it's a buyer's market. Anything more than 6 months is considered a buyer's market. But that was normal last year. So we'll keep an eye on this to see if we see a downward trend in August data and see what happens in September and October and so on. Longboat Key is one of our areas we want to watch. When we jump over to Holmes Beach and Bradenton Beach, we see that it has fallen. This is the one area that it's fallen. It's still over 6 months, so it's a buyer's market. But when we look back a year ago, we're finding out we're in about the same area. Again, nothing significant to report there. Siesta Key, inventory is up 3.9 months. That's a neutral market, anywhere between 3 months and 6 months. We look back a year ago, nothing significant. We're seeing the same kind of pattern. We jump down to Venice. Up a little bit, 3.4 months, but again, compared to last year, very similar. It's a neutral market. We look at the city of Sarasota, 4 months. Up a little bit from last month, but when we look at last year, very similar. And when we go down to Bradenton, we see the same upward trend, 3.1 months, but very similar to last year. So in most cases, it's a neutral market. And if I minimize this and I hit the right buttons to bring us back here, there we go. So what the data is telling us today is that it's business as usual. Inventory levels are trending in the same fashion they have over the past 12 months. We see in most cases a slight upward trend, but as we head into fall, that's to be expected. So from a buyer's and seller's perspective, it's business as usual. Now here though, we looked at county levels and city levels. We want to get right down to the subdivision association level, the subdivision level and the association level. That's where we will plan our approach when we're working with buyers and sellers. Feel free to reach out. My personal cell number is on the screen. It's 941-400-8735. The email is mike@teamrennick.com. The website is michaelrennick.com. Even if you just have questions and you're not contemplating a purchase or a sale right now, we want to help. We don't believe in the high pressure, the high push technique. I'm not even sure I would know how to do that, and I guarantee you that we won't. So feel free to reach out. Let us know how we can help. Send any questions that you have to us through any of the channels, text, through the website, or through email, and we'll address those. Those of you that are watching, I want to thank you for tuning in. We'll send this out shortly with a link to the website with all the charts, and you can see it in more detail and review it at your leisure. Again, thank you for taking the time. I hope you find this information useful, and we'll be back again next week. Take care, everyone.